Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. This pick a card reading is a general reading, so it should fit any situation you find yourself in. And as always, we have our three piles here with group 1 on the left through to group 3 on the right. The timestamps will be in the description box below, along with the cards that I'm using. There's also a link to my booking page. If you'd like a private reading with me, you can reach me on there. And there's links to my social media pages. You might like to check those out also. So that being said, I'll leave you with your selection and I hope you enjoy your reading. Hey group 1, welcome to your reading. If you've chosen this agate slate with a little family of crystals on top, then this one is for you. It's a cute little piece. And so the message of this is groups of people, collaborations, families, relationships. This reading may be reflective of relationships in your life, whether they be your partner, your intimate connection, or your community connections, whatever it might be. So it's an interesting reading for you, group 1, this week, and it looks like an evolution of self in a sense. The underlying energy is the Empress, and I do see the 10 of Swords underneath that as well. You can see the 5 of Swords, 2 of Cups as well. There's a lot actually here. So for some of you, you may have experienced separation here with the 2 of Cups and the 10 of Swords and the Empress. You also may experience healing of a connection after a separation. I can see definitely some of that energy in this reading here. But the Empress is more about your abundance and your health and your wellness, your well-being. And just seeing a 111 on my recording then. I feel like this reading is a natural progression, or where you're at right now is just a part of evolution, and it might be uncomfortable, some of that change and some of that process, but you're stepping into your power. I can see it here. So let's start with the past energy with the 6 of Swords, the 6 of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. So really interesting energy in the past here where I can see things are moving along for you. Knight of Swords is a very fast energy, and it doesn't mean everything is changing quickly, although it could be. What I see here is you have made a great deal of effort to either remove yourself from a difficult situation or just continue working towards a better life, a better situation, better relationships, better health, all sorts of things like this. I can see them for some of you, like I said, in some of that underlying energy in the deck still spoke on a separation. So some of you may be leaving behind an old self. Some of you maybe have left behind a relationship or a workplace or something. It could be anything, but there's definitely a transition where you're leaving something heavy behind, and you're letting love come back into your world, into your life, and into the way you view the world and the way you view things, the way you see life. I feel like there's a shift in perception here, and a lot of effort in trying to step back and see things from a bigger picture rather than being very black or white about a situation, because there's a lot of duality in this reading and a lot of acceptance of duality and sort of stepping back and seeing the bigger picture. It's interesting that you also have this Dolphin Spirit Oracle, this and that are true, which is really speaking about exactly that, to understand that while one story may be true, so is another, and there's multiple ways we can accept a situation and step back and come to understand a situation from a bigger perspective here, where the power really lies, I feel, for you in this situation. So you're looking towards the future, and part of you may be really struggling with the pace of things, maybe wanting it to go faster than it is, or wanting to see resolution in situations as soon as possible, perhaps. With the 6 of Cups here, there may be a reunion or a rekindling or healing of a relationship in the past, or a family connection, or it could be numerous things. It could be something you're still working towards as well. I do see that in the week ahead energy of a lot of healing, a lot of beautiful times, things to look forward to, but also a lot of reserved energy where you might be still feeling old pain or triggers or things from the past, trying to work through those things from the past so they don't affect you in the future anymore and ruin your day or ruin the now, or ruin the future. There's you may be doing, for some of you this may be like past life regression work. Some of you might be age regression work, or working through traumas from childhood. There's a lot of This is past energy, so it's something recently perhaps that you've been working through. Let's have a look at the current energy moving ahead. So there is good times ahead, and I just want to pull this card up now. Actually, believe in the impossible, blue moon, and so whatever situation you feel is not possible, or it seems really doubtful, or oh, I don't know about that whole feeling, right? Is this relationship going to work out after all? Am I going to be able to heal and achieve these dreams and goals and the things that get in my way? Am I going to overcome those challenges? Whatever it might be here, you really need to believe in the impossible in regards to this situation. And with the blue moon, it indicates that there's a likely rare opportunity here in this situation for you. We've even got the card potential, and I think these kind of go quite nicely together, not only in the beautiful imagery, but just in that, like, believe in the potential of miracles, believe in the potential of what you see as impossible, that which you doubt, there's potential for growth and opportunity here. There's so much potential, and I think a lot of it has to do with maybe how you accept or perceive a situation, how you respond as well. Let's look in the week ahead now. 3 of Wands, 4 of Wands, 3 of Cups, just to start the week ahead, which is quite beautiful. So 3 of Wands is an expansion energy. It's also after the 2 of Wands, after the change is made, after the crossroads. You're leaving something behind. You've left something behind, and now you look to new opportunities. You look to new connections. You look to heal old connections potentially. We've got the 4 of Wands, so you may be waiting for some sort of event or an appointment or an opportunity, something that's expanding in your world this week perhaps, or very, very soon. This is a weekly reading, so I like to think it's this week, early part of the week. It may just be a continuum of the relationships that are healing for you and experiences with those people coming together and sharing joy. We've got the 3 of Cups here, which is a celebration card. And with this 4 of, you may be waiting for a celebration. It really does look like that. Or maybe waiting to meet your tribe or meet your people, or there might be an opportunity coming up when you're going to put yourself out there and do a certain thing that helps you, encourage you to meet other people and network, make friends and such. Further guidance, further week ahead energy, actually. We have the 4 of Cups, the 4 of Swords. See, the 4 of Cups even looks over to the 3 of Cups as well, the 4 of Swords. Like, I feel for some of you that are experiencing separation from connection, friendship perhaps, or whatever you might be feeling on the outside of a group at this time, or this week might be something you're really working towards, thinking about healing a situation, or it's definitely on the focus of your mind this week, where you're really considering, rather than what went wrong, I think what can go right, what you can do to reconnect, or what you can do to heal a situation, or what you can do to maybe even take time out to meditate and contemplate on what your choices are moving ahead with regards to connections, or with regards to your own life goals, or how you show up in connections or in your life. It's a tricky reading to read this week, but I feel like it is very internal and to do with your own inner musings, your own inner reflections, rather than external events. But in saying that, I do feel there are external events here. I think this reading more talks about how you process that internally, perhaps. Yeah, I'm not sure. So, where are we? So there are some beautiful times this week with the 3 of Cups. You can expect perhaps catch up with a nice friend, go for a coffee, or have maybe even literally going to a dance event. That would be cool. A yoga session maybe with a group. This could be so many different things, but it is getting amongst the community with the 4 of Wands, 3 of Cups, seeing friends. But there is still some, like with that this and that card here as well. So it's like, while things might be wonderful and well and true, there might be still some past hurts that prop up, and you may reflect on those and they may trigger you, or there may be some things to this situation. It's not all perfect, but it's part of accepting that the duality of nature and the duality of life, I think, here as well, with that dolphin spirit over and over again, but with the potential and the belief in the impossible on either side, really shows that, exactly that. There is potential for healing and really wonderful milestones in your relationships, or in your whatever this is about. Where is I going with that? I like the instruction here is like to believe and to let. The other card was drunk with love. Let love lift you to freedom. I'll go to that card in a moment. But when I look at the instructions on the oracle, it's to believe and it's to let. So if you can use those two words to direct you. We also have in the end of the week, we have the 8 and the 10 and 8 of Pentacles. So I do feel like in regards to your work, things might be going really well for you. You could be either having an increase in finance, or there also could be a large, what I want to say here, this could potentially for some people that are maybe selling a home or organising something to do with their finances, there could be a shift in this area or some sort of results for you at the end of the week. Or there's the 10 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, this combination can also be like sort of waiting to, like there may be something you've got planned in the future or a contract or something that you are apprehensive to take that next step on, and there is potential in this situation. And so any of the doubts, if it's to do with that, so you can see that things do work out for you. We get the star, yeah, and you've got the star here as well. And the Queen of Swords is just trying to be logical on a situation and not get caught up with the emotion of a situation, see things clearly. With the star here, there is a lot of hope that things will really work out for the long term will benefit you in the long term, and they absolutely will. I do feel that for this reading. We've got the Empress and the underlying energy as well. So there's abundance here. For some of you as well, like this major transition could be like this 10 and 8 of Pentacles could be something well far off in the future that you sort of visualize and look forward to rebuilding for yourself, if that applies, or just acquiring and just building yourself up to in the first place, wherever you're at, right? It's an interesting reading, group 1. There's a lot of beautiful healing and sweetness. You just need to believe in the impossible, believe in the potential of yourself and perhaps the others around you, and connect with love. We've got in the challenge area the Knight of Pentacles, High Priestess, and the Chariot. Interesting that these are all in the challenge. And then what will help with the challenge was 2 major arcanas and a Pentacles as well, with Devil, Hierophant, and the 7 of Pentacles. So this whole combo here, this whole section, it really speaks to somebody who's being moved by spirit and needs to plan for the future and sort of accept the challenges as they arise and move through them. The Chariot is all about overcoming the light and the dark of a situation. There's a lot of duality marked in this reading, and to not see things through rose-colored glasses, but to be very realistic about how you approach the journey moving forward, this situation. But at the same time, not all good or all bad, but just accepting and understanding, I think, and then moving forward with that, the power that you find in that perception, if that makes sense. So there is definitely potential for movement here, things not going as fast as you would like, potentially with the Knight of Pentacles. We did have the Knight of Swords in the past energy, so things could have changed up quickly, and now the next step or the next part is perhaps progressing slower than you would like, but it is absolutely on time. If that, well, maybe it doesn't make sense, but the High Priestess is telling me that things are on time and exactly as they're supposed to be. I'm just looking at this tea leaf oracle now. You've got Ant, work, achievement, and success, and I feel like that's what this is about. This is about you diligently chipping away. 8 of Pentacles is about not being distracted, but really giving something your focus and progressing. We've got the 3 of Wands here and the Empress, which is really expansion energy of yourself, and then your outward reality, your reflections, your connections. All of it will shift and change dramatically based on your changes that I'm seeing here. So I see also a commitment to your health, a commitment to life in a different way here. The Devil is also here, so we've got these 2 opposing energies, I would say, in another way. They show up again, and it's about where you invest your energy and the choices you make. I think you understand where commitment is needed from you and where perhaps you are entrapped. And that's enough being said there, I think, because you already know, and that feels very clear. And this is also an ascension journey for you. So all of the energy and the attention you put towards your betterment, towards this beautiful project that you're growing, whether that be yourself, your health, your well-being, your mindset, whether that's your family, whether that's a special relationship you'd like to heal and connect deeper. This could be your finances, this could be career stuff, studies, this could be all of it all together. There's so many different things that you want to achieve, and you're at the beginning of something potentially. There are some things that do need to change or to heal. What do we got there? The Justice and the Devil. Hanged Man. Okay. It's a part of, what this is telling me is there's still this in between. There's still parts of the past that live with you now, and parts of your future self that are very much embodied. And it's this weird, uncomfortable transition is what it feels like, where parts of the past are still there and they won't be forever, and that's okay. And it's just a part of learning through your experience and embodiment, I think, and little perceived failures or errors or slips or whatever you want to call them, where you just realize, well, maybe that doesn't suit me anymore. Maybe I want to shed that skin. It just feels like not everything is where you'd want it to be, but you got to understand you're working really hard towards that, and give yourself a lot of credit for how far you've come, I do believe. But let's move forward into further guidance with the Seven of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and Page of Swords. So we can see here confusion, right? Seven of Cups, not every choice is going to be the best one, but you learn through your experiences. There's a sense of needing more information than you have, but you will figure that out as you go, basically. Is what it's coming down to. I think a lot of this is a need to trust in your intuition better, and I think you're learning that as well. We all are, I suppose, in different ways. But the Seven of Cups, I feel, with the Four of Cups here as well, there's a need to look at things a little differently in some cases. In places where you're not giving yourself enough credit, you need to really believe in yourself. And then other areas that are not really serving anymore need to be identified as well, I think. And with the Four of Pentacles, there might be a need to preserve your energy, perhaps even save your money, perhaps cut back on things here and there, whether that's the time you spend over here or the money you spend over there, whatever it is. There needs to be some cuts, perhaps. This is the Spirit's guidance, so take it or leave it. But seeing things for what they are, being diligent with your energy, just sort of conserving and saving, taking steps back from situations, or, not giving too much externally, and using your energy to learn, to grow, to become curious about, perhaps give more energy to your curiosity, or give more attention to your curiosity. So if it's something you want to study and learn, then apply yourself and show up in that for that time, and do the study or do the research. Or if this is about a connection you're wanting to heal, then perhaps having honest, open communication with that person, and maybe even couples counselling or relationship counselling, if that's what this situation is about. Just taking those steps required to get things on track, and being very open-minded about the way things unfold, not sort of expecting them to go a certain way, but just learning through the experience of it, accepting that it's not all going to be perfect, and you can sharpen, refine, edit, as you go. There's a sense of high expectation on self, I feel, in this reading at times, and there's no need. Just take it easy. In the outcome, we have the Knight of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, and the Sun. The Sun really, really wanted to come out. The way it fell was very like, bam, and I really am happy to see that here. It's in your outcome. Three of Pentacles, Three of Swords. These two came together, and it shows me a healing. It really does. Shows me a lot of healing. While there is still pain here, the Three of Cups, the Four of Swords is in the middle of your week. You may have a bump in the middle of the week where you just want to rest, or you feel it all extra on a certain day, and that's all right. Let that happen, and then do what you need to do to care for yourself, and wake up the next day well rested, and give it another go, and things will feel better. But anyway, we've got here, we've got the Knight of Wands. For some of you, I feel a pain in an inconsistency, pain from inconsistency. So whether that's in a relationship with another person, or perhaps your own patterns of inconsistency that sort of maybe knock you off kilter, or there's definitely some pain here in the past as well, but what I see mostly here is sort of doing everything you can to support yourself and be surrounded by people who do support you to find that healing and really illuminate those wounds and breathe love and joy back into those spaces and heal. For some of you, you might also, I feel like a spontaneous opportunity here to either see a specific healer or go to a specific event or get some specific help in a specific area. Maybe it's tutoring or whatever. There's something that I do feel will come up for you to help you along your way this week. Maybe it's just an offering to trial something, maybe, who knows. Just stay open to what's sort of coming in, because the Spirit does want to reach you with assistance. I can see that as well. But I mostly see you supported by beautiful people, family and friends. If you don't feel that way, then it is time to open up towards meeting those people. That's what we see with the Drunk with Love and the little community here. Drunk with Love is about opening yourself up. Let love lift you to freedom. In those times when you've perhaps closed yourself off from another or from the world, this card is asking you to open yourself back up and to believe in the potential of healing and to believe in love and to see things through the eyes of love. And believe in the impossible was next, potential. We also have the self-love prompt connect. So it would be wonderful to connect with maybe some friends, catch up, have a coffee. We've got a lot of these cards showing connection and love. Family, your partner, whatever it might be. You've got man dealings or relationship with a man. You've also got the phone kind of looks over to this person. So maybe pick up the phone and make that call or reach out to that friend you know maybe you haven't talked to in a while, the person you've thought of during this reading, you know. And then we had, as you saw before, if I can pick it up, the ant, work, achievement and success. And that's what I see here. And with the Empress on the bottom of this reading, Ten of Swords is underneath that. So, you know, perhaps you've left one way of being behind as you continue to evolve and grow and manifest truly. So group 1, that is what I have for you here. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. If you did, click the like button. And there are some spots available for private readings for February now. I've opened those up. And yeah, that's what I have, group 1. So take it easy and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey group 2, welcome to your reading. If you've chosen the icicle, no, it's a blue aura quartz. If you've chosen the blue aura quartz, then this one is for you. Looks like a piece of ice, doesn't it? A little icicle. And we've got this beautiful snowy card that was sitting below it as well. I thought that was kind of cute. Bit of snow might be happening where you are. Definitely not for us in Australia, that's for sure. But anyway, the blue aura quartz is a sweet message of clearing limitations. Which is interesting because the first card you actually have for this reading is limitation is power. Lean into your limitations. And then we have this one about clearing limitations, creating space for new opportunities and new growth. And also throat chakra stone, being that of the blue. And a psychic protection energy as well, should you feel you need that. So let's jump in, group 2, to your reading. It's an interesting one we have this week. So starting out with the past energy, the Page of Wands, the Lovers, 7 of Pentacles, Page of Swords. I feel like mentioning Gemini's energy. You did that last week actually. Don't know why. I needed to let everyone know Gemini was here. But now I feel bad, so I better let you know that Pisces is here too. And so is Libra. And so is Scorpio. It doesn't matter. Anyway, let's do your reading. In past energy, we have the Page of Swords, the Lovers, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. Sorry, Page of Wands, Page of Swords. So we've got 2 pages here. Lots of communication potentially between you and another person. It may be, this could be a love reading, it could be career, it could be anything. We'll keep it nice and open this week. So what I see here is there's definitely some sort of new passion or adventure or idea, project, job, whatever it might be, a relationship potentially, that has caught your eye. It has your attention, it has your focus, and even your dedication. Seven of Pentacles, Page of Swords. There's a lot to learn about through this situation, though. It's not all roses. There might be some challenges here. There might be some limitations, as the crystal suggests here, that you're learning to overcome through your dedication and the time spent really mastering something, or just learning through challenge, learning through conflict, maybe learning through error. I see 222 in the recording then. But there's a lot of curiosity here. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot to learn. This may be a little overwhelming at times because you might be very new to this, and it may require a lot from you. And it may at times feel like it's more hard than good or something like that. I do get that feeling, but you're very capable of overcoming challenge and learning through perhaps limitation, exactly as this says, because it's through these challenges that we learn even more. And perhaps it's through the lack of resource that we learn to improvise, or that we learn to be innovative in some way. So the things that hold you back right now, the things that challenge you and test you the most, are actually probably your biggest blessings at this time. So maybe step back and look at them a little like that as well, like what you're actually learning here and forging. I keep hearing the word forging. So you might be like really building something very strong, that's built to last. So in the current energy moving ahead, we have the Three of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. Lots of grounded devotion energy here. I can see a lot of resource, perhaps maybe it is resource gathering, but a lot of information gathering as well for you, where that's maybe current energy as well. You're needing to continue to keep gathering the info or resources required to continue whatever it is you're progressing in here. Three of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. So I can see lots and lots of support is around you, with the Three of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. For some of you, you might feel like it's just the right amount of support, maybe lots of support, but just like the help you need is there as you need it. It sort of feels like if you're on the right path, everything you need will be before you, and I think you sort of come to see that on this journey, and that also includes the things that you don't have that you might wish you did. So if you don't have certain things, if there are limitations in your resources this week or at this time in the journey, then it's for a reason, and to start looking at why that might be. Maybe it's so you can spend more time over here doing this for a little while you wait for whatever that is to culminate or happen. It's about you doing what you can with what you've got this week, and doing the best you can with what you've got, and moving ahead quite carefully and slowly and diligently, making little adjustments and amendments and changes where required, and accepting limitations. Limitation is power this week. That's what is really making it clear for you. So that may show up in strange and different ways, and so be open to that. If you're being held back somewhere, trust that you're being held back with love. If you're being propelled into the future in some way, then trust that you're being propelled with love. And then the next card is actually Koala Spirit. I love that. We have Spirit has a plan. Trust in that plan. Trust in the grace of your journey as well. The koalas are very slow, gorgeous creatures. They take all day long just chewing on some eucalyptus leaves, and they don't do too much. So I feel like it's also about that the steady pace of things. Knight of Pentacles here as well. We've got koala. So it's no rush right now to make things happen or achieve things, or any expectation you have on the timing of things needs to perhaps be dropped. And you've got the support you need. You may need to make cuts where required. Four of Pentacles sometimes makes me feel like, you need to save your money or save your energy, or sort of pull back on areas that dilute you, that you don't really need to pay attention to right now, and channel them over into the area you do need to pay attention to, creating more balance in your world and just beneficial results, because you're not wasting the energy, time or money. I think that's important this week. We've even got the Queen of Swords, so they may need to get a bit realistic this week. Maybe you need to have a hard conversation with someone if that's necessary, where you just say your truth. It doesn't have to be nasty hard, but it needs to be honest and true. maybe this is somebody else showing up in your week, speaking truth, giving you results, answers, or information you need. This can also be legal support if that's necessary or needed this week. You can see that here in a few parts of the reading where government organisations or legal groups might be involved in your world, in your life, and in your situation for whatever reason, but it doesn't feel alarming, put it that way. It doesn't feel like, well, let's just move through the reading. Everyone will be different, I suppose. So as we progress into the week, we've got the Queen of Swords, Two of Wands, King of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. All right. I think as well, I can see here there might be, what do I want to say about this? I think part of you needs to just go for it with something. Like if there's something you're not sure about, or just give it a go anyway. That's what I'm getting from the end of the week vibes. Like I feel like there might be an area where you've maybe overanalyzed and you've thought about it. And the only way you're going to know is if you actually just go and try it out and do a little trial and error situation, whether that's to do with your art or your work, whatever it is. There's a message here to give something a go. And try things a little differently, and go with that motivation or that, Knight of Wands is here, so go with the impulse as it comes up this week, at the end of the week sort of vibe. This can also be an energy of just going, playing, getting active and moving your body. I do love to read that into the Knight of Wands because it is a high-spirited energy and it can be motivating and exciting and get the heart pumping and exercise or fun, playing sports, whatever it is. Just moving the body, or maybe it's creativity, maybe it's art, maybe it's dancing. Anyway, back to the message. There's so many different layers here. But yeah, I do feel like it's time for clear routines, stability in that sense, and just doing things, a little differently. With the Two of Wands and the King of Pentacles, they're both indicating a change in scenery maybe, or a change in the way things are done, change in direction perhaps. Because Two of Wands is obviously a crossroads, but when we're in the King of Pentacles, he has this big long journey he's come from. I feel like that's where he's come from, come a long way. Or maybe this is a specific person in your world who's come a long way at this point. And maybe you've known them for how long they've been on that journey, and watched them progress and watched them come towards you or forwards or wherever it is. For others, this will be your energy. For many, it'll be both. Where I do feel like they're at this point now as well, the Two of Wands next to it, where it's like things are going to change and they're about to walk through, or you're about to walk through a new doorway, a new, who knows what, a new job maybe, or just a new lifestyle changes, new whatever. So there's big change this week. It's big. It's not, I don't know, is it big change or not? I think it's been happening for a while anyway, so it's not like dramatic. I feel like it's progress. I feel like it's like something gives way, like finally floodgates open in an area maybe. Maybe it's through your creativity, maybe it's through your motivation. Things have been going a bit slow, and so there's some pick up this week. Anyway, let's move into the challenge. There's also fun here as well, playfulness, opportunities to laugh with somebody that you really enjoy. Yeah, all right, so in the challenge, Empress, Seven of Wands, King of Swords. All right, so their challenge might be abundance. You may not feel, we've got the Four of Pentacles with all these locks all over the door as well this week, so you might be feeling like money's a bit of a pinch right now. You might be wanting to save, or just re-budget, whatever it is that helps feel a little bit more secure. So you might be feeling like that. There may also be issues in the relationship with the mother. I felt like that's worth mentioning. We have got the Queen of Swords here as well this week, so there could be indication of a relationship strain with the mother, or needing to perhaps defend yourself against something or speak up for yourself. Maybe you are the mother. We've got the King of Swords here as well, so you could be having conflict with a particular person where there is a need to just stand up for your truth here. Seven of Wands, speak it up, speak your truth. Don't worry about what they feel, want, or say, but just as long as you're speaking your own truth, that is the recommendation here. And also to let things go in a sense here as well. We'll get to that in a moment. There's no need to attach to the situation any further than the challenge that is, if that makes sense. Like, that's what it is. Deal with it. Say your piece if you need to. Have your opinion should it be needed, and then just move forward with whatever your truth is. Just know what you know and move with that. I hope that makes sense. I don't think there's a need to get tangled up in changing someone else's beliefs or encouraging them to see your way, if that makes sense. I think it's also here a need to be a bit, for some of you, a need to be a bit more diligent with your spending and a bit more diligent with the choices you're making with regards to long-term goals, I think. So there's some things that are transforming here. And it's not all easy, but it's through those challenges that you will forge a greater self. It just keeps coming back to that message. What will help with the challenge? 8 of Swords, High Priestess, the World. Amazing. To, I guess, not believe in your limitations in a sense with the 8 of Swords here, and having so much talk about limitations and working through your fears, and even this message of purity with the snowy wolf here. It's that message of accepting the past is the past, and it doesn't have to equal the future, or you can let go and move through into a new change, a new time, a new self, a new experience. You don't have to repeat the past over and over again. And it's also that message of a past problem that has been reoccurring finally leaving your life, or finally finding the conclusion or the answer, the closure that you might need in that situation. And it kind of echoes with these cards here too, because the 8 of Swords is powerlessness, but it's not true. You're not actually powerless when this card comes out. It's all in your beliefs. It's in those self-sabotaging thoughts. It's in the self-doubt. It's in the imposter syndrome. No matter how well you do, that voice will always keep saying you suck, or whatever it is, that makes you feel like you haven't actually got the power here, or that something is impossible, or that you can't in any way. The High Priestess in the World here is asking you to finally release that. It feels like something in its death throes, to be honest with you. It feels like something that you've, I think you'll know what it is, but it feels very strong, this particular message in Spirit. Just trying to rip you through a portal, it almost feels like, to come through this place, this doubt. It comes past this doubt, past it keeps coming back to doubt. Come past all of that. Even this, look at him. He's like slumped over in his office there, and 4 of Cups. He's not so impressed with the way things are working out, but he doesn't realize that there's actually this beautiful golden cup just there on the shelf behind him. He's too busy stewing over and obsessing over these other 3 cups that are empty. But if you stop doing that and just move through this portal and trust that you've got the capabilities to just let that go, you'll see this beautiful opportunity here. And this, and I feel like feels like this precipice for, I think I said that before, it feels like something's about to just, floodgates open, and it's just get out of your own way sort of thing. Alright, further guidance here. We got the 10 of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles, the Moon, and I was relieved to see these cards here. Something needs to end. 10 of Swords, maybe something has ended. We got the 5 of Pentacles here as well. So this is a lack of resources. It's feeling left out in the cold, feeling abandoned, feeling not good enough. All of this stuff. This needs to end. These fears, these subconscious beliefs. The Moon here, these fears, these illusions. All of this stuff is perhaps what you're working on right now. We've even got work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. This is a wonderful time with a beautiful moon there too. It's a wonderful time for you to move through the doubts and to give yourself this opportunity for freshness with this new moon in Scorpio. Let's go to the book actually for new moon in Scorpio and see if there's something it has to say. Let go of a grudge that you're holding, move on from jealousy, stop being obsessive. Could it be that you're being paranoid, and make an investment? To attune to the moon, have some sexy time. I think there's more you can do than that. Let's have a look. Scorpio is the sign of death and rebirth, magic and shamans. Its energy is a little bit dark, occult, even scary. Not all of us like to face the shadow, but Scorpio demands it. In fact, it's working It's through working through your dark side that you can get to the light, and the new moon in Scorpio and the appearance of this card at any other time suggests you need to do that now. This card suggests a rebirth. Think of your situation as the phoenix that's rising from the ashes, as the birth, death, rebirth paradigm. That's what Scorpio energy is all about. Whether you've been through, whatever you've been through, there's a new start ahead. It might be a little dark. It almost certainly won't be rainbows and unicorns, but it will be deep and transforming. This card also suggests that you know you are magical. That if you know you are magical, then this is a time to work your magic. It can also herald the start of a sexier time. If you've been experiencing something of a drought, and emotional intimacy is also on the menu. Scorpio is the sign that likes to go deep into the body, mind, and spirit. So when this card comes up, there's nothing superficial about what's coming your way. And I love that we've got to work through your fears, and that's exactly what this is here as well. These fears of lack or not enough, or that you will, I'm getting here as well that something like the results of something won't go in your favor, so that you'll end up losing out on something or losing money. There's a lot of fear surrounding that situation as well. And there's a real feeling of like trying to get a conclusion on that, whoever that message is for. There's a real sense of needing to conclude that urgently and cut ties and get away from that situation, if that makes sense. Like, there's, I don't know, it hurts my stomach to connect to that one, but there might be some financial ties or a legal situation there that needs to be severed or finished and, out, which makes sense because the outcome is actually justice and the Knight of Swords. So that, interesting that very next cards are saying that. All right, so Justice, Knight of Swords, Six of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. Exactly, leaving something hard behind, but let's just stay here for now. Consequences for actions. A deliverance of those consequences may be needed. You may need the assistance to do that if that's a legal situation, but even still, this is about you acquiring balance in your own life and making changes where necessary to create more authenticity and authority in your own world as well. Six of Swords, Knight of Swords, so moving through and away from something very swiftly. No longer attaching to anything mentally or emotionally, but truly releasing and severing, moving forward. And what are you moving forward to? The Ten of Cups. Happier times. That's what's on the cards for you here, Group 2. A lot happier times, a lot of wish fulfillment. It's that happy ever after energy, the Ten of Cups. So this can come in many different ways, but it's emotional fulfillment, it's intimacy, it's happiness, it's connection, it's relationships, it's family, it's so many wonderful things, it's abundance. It's how you enjoy the wishes as they come true. It's all of that. So the oracle cards you have in this reading, limitation is power. We already spoke on that, being about the necessity of invention the mother invention is necessity. So when you are limited, you learn to overcome those limitations, and it's what you learn in that moment that gives you the greatest success in life at times. So anywhere you might be feeling held back or limited, understand that it's actually an opportunity for even further growth or great problem solving or whatever it might be. We've got Koala Spirit. Spirit has a plan for you. Take it nice and slow. We've got work through your fears. We had purity, a time to accept that your slate can be cleared, or that the past does not have to equal the future. There can be a purifying happening in your world, or maybe even in your system. You might be going through a detox. You might like to bring more purity into your life in all sorts of ways. We have Visualize in the self-care prompts, a beautiful card to prompt you to visualize the greater opportunities that can come your way, what the future might look like. It can be really beautiful to visualize perhaps protection around yourself if you feel that's what's necessary, to really use that vision you have to manifest, to create. For some of you, you might like to envision what life looks like on the other side of a certain goal and what it's taken you to get there, and then start to think about all those things acquired and where you are in that place, and then what will it take you to get there now. So bring all of that success into today to make it so. You have 2 tea leaf oracle cards, We have Ram, a stubborn or aggressive person. You may have been dealing with that. It may also be you that's a little bit stubborn. But you also have Butterfly, a change for the better. So whatever it is you're dealing with, trust that you can navigate it. All of these cards speak to the ability to navigate challenge and change and limitation. And a change for the better. It just shows that whatever, if you feel like a bit of a caterpillar in a particular experience right now, that you will be sprouting your wings very soon. Group 2, we have that. So we've got the 9 of Swords and the Chariot. There's a real need to move through the fears this week, a real need to overcome those beliefs that'll limit you. So group 2, 2222 on my recording. That is what I have for you. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. If you have, hit the like button, and there are some private reading spots for February open. If you'd like to book a spot, there's some available. And yeah, that's what I have, group 2. So take care, and I'll see you next time. Hey group 3, welcome to your reading. If you've chosen this blue banded agate, then this one is for you. I love this piece, it looks like a little bum on the end. But the blue banded agate is a lovely stone for transitioning in life, starting over again and releasing trauma and harshness from past experiences. It's also a stone of self-confidence and self-acceptance, self-love, speaking your truth, honouring your truth. Okay, group 3. Did I say 1 before? You never know what you say. I always come out of it going, what number did I say? All right, group 3. Let's have a look at your reading. We've got some of the signs I can see. I'll call them here. We've got Leo, Scorpio, Libra, Pisces, Cancer, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo here. Might be your energy, might be part of your chart that's activated, who knows. Let's jump into your reading. We've got Judgment, the 5 of Cups, and the Strength card. So past energy, there is a great deal of sadness and grief here with the 5 of Cups in the center. For some of you, this is a situation outside of your control, potentially the loss of a loved one, or the loss of a situation in life that has been really emotional to move through with that 5 of Cups there. For some of you, this could also be around a realization that there might be some areas in life that you've been holding on to sadness, and it may be time to release those to give yourself new opportunities and move forward and really step into your strengths here with the Strength card. But either way, the past energy shows a realization that this sadness has served you for a time, and that at this point it is time to release that. Release yourself from the grips of the sadness perhaps, or to allow yourself to be strong enough to move forward and release, let go, forgive perhaps if that's the case. But the 5 of Cups, Judgment and Strength, with Judgment and Strength on either side, it's like you may have a realization here that whatever this is, it helps you in some way. Maybe it helps you become clearer or stronger. Potentially, if it is a lost loved one, it may increase your abilities to connect with the other side. Things like that. There may be benefits and strengths from this loss or from this sadness. And the Judgment is there to give you that understanding and that realization that it may be time to move forward, or what it is you've gained from it, if that's the case there. So a lot of it looks like group 3, the personal transition, but it also looks like you're on the right track with that transition. So let's further along into the week ahead with Death and the Fool, 5 of Swords reverse. I love that, Death and the Fool, because it's literally the transformation, coming through one door, out of one door and into another. And then the Fool card, it's that new beginning, taking a leap of faith, maybe even taking a risk. 5 of Swords reverse tells me that you're leaving behind dramatic situations, potentially. For some of you, this could be making amends with somebody. 5 of Swords can be about repairing things that were broken, or finding conclusions and closure in situations that once were very chaotic and painful. It could also just be the closure that you leave something behind, and that's giving you a new lease on life. That could be the potential here. It could just be
that a chapter in your life is ending and you're looking forward very much to the transformation and the wonderful things that are there for you, that you've been working towards. I can say that clearly here too. There's been a lot of efforts working towards a certain goal in life. Further into the week ahead, we have the High Priestess, the Page of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. So for some of you, I feel like you can expect news this week, perhaps news about your work or news about future plans. Could be an invitation for some of you. For many of you, it's progress in your project or in your work, in your studies. There's a lot of communication, I think, at the end of the week here. Could be coming from a divine source. It could be coming from a reading. It could be coming from, I think just stay open to where you're receiving your messages from this week. I feel like somebody could message you out of the blue and give you an opportunity or something, an information, or the next step, or yeah, there's definitely some good news this week. I feel with the High Priestess, Page of Wands, it feels like something's being guided to direct you in a way, or there's an opportunity that feels very divinely guided. I like how the Page of Wands was sitting below diligence on the table, and they kind of both speak to pathways and scenery, and I just felt a connection between these two cards in that you could be looking at your situation from many different perspectives, while part of you needs to remain present and to the situations and very much here and not up in the head, like very much present to your experiences, but the other part of you needs to be, or is naturally, I think, looking forward to the future and seeing like the situation, the potentials perhaps in the future and how things may unfold and what's required. So there's a lot of excitement for a new journey, but it also opens up to a bigger picture of some kind. So maybe that's something, potentials for the future, the way this may progress, the people you may meet, the opportunities. So there's lots of different things on this new path for you, whether you're maybe going traveling and you're going to meet different people, try different cuisines, study new things, try new things. I do see an abundance increase here throughout this reading, and it's that abundance could be monetary, it could be through abundance of growth and harvest in the garden, it could be to do with communication and networking and meeting people and just getting the right information. There's an abundance that's surrounding you of resources this week, and at this time you're moving more into that state, into more abundance. The further you take this journey, I feel like some of you might be really working towards increasing your intuition. You might be wanting to take some classes or do some healing modalities, learn new things in that regard so you can help other people or help yourself. I see exercise or dance class. I think it would be a really good idea to just enjoy the body this week and look after the body in sweet, nice ways. Even if you haven't done that in a while, maybe especially. So the challenge this week is the Devil, the Five of Wands, and the Magician. You may be dealing with manipulative behavior, manipulative people. You might be dealing with conflict and chaos, or just like maybe one specific person that you, but with the Magician here, it tells me that you see this for what it is, whether this is a whole group of people you don't want to be associating with anymore, or maybe it's one particular person, maybe it's an unhealthy habit of yours you don't want to partake in anymore. But that's the challenge this week. The temptation is there, the conflict is there, that everything might be a little ruffled in a certain area. With the Five of Swords in the middle of your week reversed, it tells me that you're just not going to engage, or you're not going to engage in a way that diminishes your power in the situation. Magician here says the same thing. You are being guided to step into your power and respond in powerful ways, to not engage, to not fight, to not, to stay the course, stay your own path, distance yourself if necessary. Take the precautions or the steps needed to not be tempted by, I was going to say tempted by fate, don't tempt fate, to not be tempted by whatever this devil represents for you. For some of you, I feel like this is also a very heavy work schedule, or like a really heavy workload, and lots of different things you're needing to do. And Magician tells me that you're very capable of getting it done, but you might need to just make sure you pay attention to the little things and not get all caught up in one certain or two certain big areas of life, but trying to balance yourself out and achieve lots of little things rather than being super obsessed in one area, if that applies, or super focused, or whatever you want to call it. Further guidance with the challenge, we have the Ace of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Empress. Lots of truth speaking here. It's throughout this whole reading. There's no need to fret your own truth. It's even with the beautiful blue banded agate. It is the throat chakra stone. With the Two of Swords and the Empress, what do I see here? I think this is very much moving through personal doubts. In this situation, there may be part of you that sort of makes you falter or makes you pull back or hold back. There's a doubt, there's an uncertainty here. And it's okay to pull back where needed, but I think it's really necessary to just believe. What do I want to say here? I want to say that carefully. I see the Five of Pentacles. Something more in this Two of Swords I can't quite grab. King of Pentacles. You may be dealing with an earth sign. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, see, okay. There's some changes happening here. Maybe parts of the old self is still integrating the new self, and there's a bit of a release and a changeover happening here in your life or in your energy. And I feel like you need just be in the body. That's what it feels like this week. Be in the body. Be with your creations, be with your children, be with your body. It keeps coming back to the body. Maybe that's through healthy eating and exercising the brain, taking up new opportunities for your abundance and growth. So any new ideas you have, there might be some doubts about whether it's possible or achievable. You need to just do it, that sort of feeling. Declare it, do it, organize it, write it down, that sort of thing, like get it done. It's a very, very physical week for you to be achieving lots of things. You need to just careful planning, I think, is there a warning of the Two of Swords? Is there a warning? Ace of Cups and the Lovers. I have the Ace of Swords, the Page of Pentacles. You need to just believe in yourself and what you're doing here. You need to believe in love. You need to believe in self-care. You need to act in self-care. That's all the advice of what will help with the challenge. If something is going to try and make you doubt yourself, step back into what you know to be true. Step back into yourself. Stay grounded. Walk in nature. Do things to clear yourself. Don't let the worries and fears overcome you this week. Taking time out. I see the Emperor. I did see the Emperor, but Ace of Wands there too. Lots of aces. What I was trying to say is I saw the Hermit. And that's soul searching, isn't it? It's taking a bit of time out from the noisy world to just sit with yourself and gather your own thoughts, truth on things, gather your own insights. I think that I can see here, as always, group 3, very connected to your intuition. The mystics in this group are very powerful. I often am doing readings with these people. I can feel that here as well. And so you can trust in that beautiful connection that you have to navigate challenge or speak your truth wherever needed, assert a boundary if necessary. There's an increase of abundance here, that's for sure. So just keep focusing on that. Further guidance, we have the Chariot, the Hierophant, the Nine of Pentacles, and Four of Swords. This is your week ahead guidance. So there's a few things indicating, do I, don't I, should I, shouldn't I, what will happen if I do, like a little bit of concern, doubt over a transition or a change, or maybe even pulling away from something completely. There may be some doubts and fears about that. Trust that Spirit has you here. Trust that Spirit's got you back. Really, really important, I feel, right now. And you need to just believe in your own capabilities and move forward. There's a deepening of commitment to some choices, maybe commitment to your health. 9 of Pentacles makes me feel that way for sure. A deepening of your routines, having a bit more structure and stability about your day or your week might be really supportive for you right now. Getting a lot more extra sleep and rest. The quality of your sleep and rest is very important, I'm feeling here. So if that's cancelling out screen time for the last hour of your waking day, then maybe that's what you're needing. Or maybe doing something with the body. Maybe you'd like to do a bit of exercise before bedtime so you're not stewing or overthinking, but you're just sort of finishing off any energy you got left in the body. I don't know what you want to do, but just do something nice. Maybe relaxing, maybe meditation, maybe some gentle yoga or a little dance practice. There's so many wonderful things you can do to give your body quality of rest or re-energization. Is that a word? And I think that's important this week. Like sweet little cups of tea in the garden, as you can see here. You know, bed a little earlier if you can. But it's also a card of meditation, contemplating the changes in life, contemplating the cobwebs that need to be swept away. So it's through these more quiet times by yourself that you're going to sort of get to come to some conclusions about things. Some truths will settle in your heart, so you're not feeling so Two of Swordsy. And it's through that, just a gentle balanced progression, just dealing with the small things, which is wonderful. You have got mouse spirit here. Tend to the small things. That's what's going to be most important this week. It's just exactly that. Enjoying these sweet little moments as you have them, attending the appointments as you need to, being there for your children, playing, just being all the different things you need to be. But being present with those things and not worrying too much about some greater life changes or things that are happening in the future. Very real need to be present. The outcome energy for this reading was the 9 of Cups, and that was the only card that really wanted to come out, but I forced some more out. And it was very clear that was just to say that whatever this situation is, wish fulfillment is here for you. The transition you're moving through, the strengths that you're applying, the wisdom that you're listening to, the knowledge that you're gaining, it all leads you towards greater wish fulfillment for you. For some of you, I feel like this is a moving away or moving house or something like this. It's going to happen. It's that message is very clear. We have the 2 of Wands, the 6 of Wands as well. So there's a lot of wish fulfillment here that brings great change for you in your journey, and all the wishes that you're being fulfilled now will open you up to new opportunities and new experiences. The 2 of Wands is that crossroads, so you're changing. Lots is changing for you, and maybe your goals and dreams are changing as well. The things that you want might be changing. The outcome is a lot of popularity or success in whatever it is you're choosing to do, whether that's your family and loved ones, really noticing the glow up and the change that's happening for you, or the way the changes you've made in your life have greatly affected you and your world. For others of you, this is being known and seen for the work that you do. Maybe you're an artist who's being recognized, or maybe you share messages or readings just like this and you're getting more exposure from online. It could be lots of different things. The 6 of Wands, feeling very inspirational in your energy. People are applauding you. It's beautiful. It's a lovely outcome, the group 3. So the oracle cards you have are imagination. Draw from the well of your own capabilities. We'll go to the book for this sweet one. Imagination. If you feel that your physical reality is not what you had hoped, now is the time to change it. Change begins with dreaming. Know that you are capable of more than you realize. Let your imagination guide you into dreaming. Look into your heart and listen to the truth that dwells within you. When you live as your true self, you tap into the creative energy that is already flowing through you and throughout the universe. This oracle comes as grace to free you from all that you have known and to guide you to use your imagination beyond what you have used in the past. Behold imagination as a gift. Let it be the bridge that connects your physical reality with your spiritual reality. Explore your past, learn from it, and use it to help you set your direction as you envision the future. You are guided to be free from obsessive concerns and limiting fears to attract new opportunities. Be open to change. Life is rich with opportunity. That is the message here. We really envision that, and it speaks for itself, especially as I look down now and see the death and the fall at the start of your week, where you are right now. Yeah, it may be hard to release something from the past. There might be some sadness attached with the Five of Cups prior and the Strength card, right? How do we do it? Something like this, being the past energy, this sadness, this grief and loss. You've had to muster up all of your strength to go through this transition, this change, this portal, and come out the other side hopeful and inquisitive and excited and full of opportunities coming your way, because your heart is opening up, your mind is opening up, you're welcoming them in. So a part of doing that is just tending to the sweet little things, including your body. I just feel that beautiful message of wellness. So stretching and moving the body and eating well and resting well and being kind to yourself in the mind. Working on self-esteem, things, the negative self-talk or things that we might say to ourselves if we have a little slip and we might be very critical of ourselves. I think it's something to do with being a lot gentler too. We have a win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra, and you also have another full moon, gibbous moon. That's not quite full, sorry. You're very close to achieving your goal. So you're reaching this culmination, you're reaching some achievement here. Keep working at it, keep tending to the small things with this mouse, continue to be diligent and overseeing this greater timeline that you're working with here, not just this very moment where a challenge might arise and it all may feel like it's crumbling or not working out. Remember that you are on track, and a very good one at that, and that you're headed towards some really great things with diligence there. You have egg, success assured with good plans and hard work. More indication, especially with the Fool there. I see that, the zero of the Fool being a bit of an egg. And a beginning, a new birth. We have caskets, which is interesting. After one death, we have a rebirth. This can also be literally somebody leaving your life. Perhaps there's been a passing in your family and there's sadness around that. Or this could also be another situation in your life where something has needed to leave, or someone has needed to leave, so that you can have success or space you need to grow, however it plays out. And the self-loving prompt you have this week is dance. I think that's a really perfect, sweet message to receive at this time, to just shake it all out. Go put some music on and let your body move however it wants to move, every little joint, every little part, without being critical or judgmental of the way your body moves, but just let it speak. Maybe you want to dance real hard techno stuff, or maybe something nice and slow and let your body sway. But dance is a beautiful transmuting practice. It really, it feels good. It can feel good. It can feel confronting too. And if you feel like it's a confronting practice at this part of your journey, then I highly recommend investigating that further and transmuting that energy into something very activating. Because dance practice there's a reason so many cultures use dance as a spiritual practice or as a healing practice. There's so many different things. Manifestation practice. All right, group 3, that's what I have for you here in this reading. I hope it has resonated with you and given you some sort of comfort, clarity or guidance. There are private sessions for February open now, so you can check those out if you'd like a spot. And that's what I have for you, group 3, so I'll leave it there and I'll see you next time. Bye.